When the yacht lurches unexpectedly, Haeju stumbles and ends up pressed against Ian. She instinctively tries to step away, but he keeps her close, his hesitation replaced by quiet resolve. The moment hangs between them, heavy with meaning. Thinking back to her words about wanting to feel free, Ian acts on impulse and kisses her. Instead of pulling back, Haeju responds, and the brief contact turns into something more intense the second time. Yet as quickly as it begins, it ends, and the warmth gives way to an awkward silence that neither of them can quite shake. When they return to Ian's residence that night, the palace gates are already shut, leaving Haeju with little choice but to stay. Yet it's not entirely reluctance that keeps her there. The air between them is quiet but tense, filled with everything they cannot bring themselves to say. They avoid each other's gaze, keeping a careful distance, while Ian watches her in silence, attentive to even the smallest reaction. Eventually, they withdraw into separate rooms, but the distance does nothing to quiet their thoughts. Haeju remains awake, unable to let go of what happened. She tells herself she hadn't started it, but she also didn't stop it. The first kiss had been accidental, almost meaningless, but this one had been intentional. Alone together with no one else around, it leaves her wondering what it was really meant to be. In his room, Ian lies awake, unable to find sleep. Restlessness lingers, yet beneath it there's an unexpected sense of ease. His thoughts return to Haeju's promise, that once they are married, she will clear any obstacle in his path. The memory grounds him, offering quiet reassurance that she will stand beside him no matter what. It brings him a calm he hadn't expected. In truth, Ian has no real reason to fear the Queen Mother. He already knows about the late king's will and that it was altered after his death. That knowledge alone holds power over her, which explains why she drew Haeju into the family. What seemed like acceptance was, in reality, a calculated move to pressure him through his father. What she overlooked, however, is just how much Ian already understands. She exploits the part of him that never healed, feeding into his belief that his father never truly loved him. Together with Lord Sungwon, she reshapes his sorrow over his brother's death into guilt, placing a burden on him that was never his responsibility. The truth, however, points elsewhere. They are the ones most likely behind the late king's death, carefully redirecting suspicion onto Ian to protect themselves. The Queen Mother places her faith in the fire that destroyed the evidence, believing it erased the king's final wishes and left Ian powerless. But she is wrong. Ian's memories tell a different story. He and his brother were close in a way their father never allowed himself to be: warm, trusting, and genuine. His brother once lent him the dragon robe, a small but meaningful gesture of belief. Knowing he was not meant to rule, he gradually lost himself after entering a royal marriage, his once easy smile fading under pressure. It troubled him that Ian bore the consequences of his position. In quieter moments, he would even speak of stepping aside, half in jest but not entirely. Those words never left Ian, and they revealed more truth than anyone realized. That is why Ian is certain the will was changed, and from the Queen Mother's reaction, he already knows who is responsible. Ian is not the kind of person to make such claims without evidence. It's possible his brother had already prepared the will and secretly entrusted it to him, making sure he knew the truth in advance. Another possibility is that, during his search for answers after the fire, Ian found a hidden copy of the will, one his brother had preserved for him after the Queen Mother took the original. From the very beginning, Ian had opposed that marriage, driven by a quiet suspicion. He believed the Yoon family's influence was behind it, the same force he connected to his mother's fate. His father's restraint came from fear rather than indifference. He saw Ian's fierce ambition and volatile temperament and worried it might one day put his older brother at risk. Having once stood in the position of a grand prince, he understood how ambition could be misread and manipulated, and he wanted to keep Ian from falling into that trap. Ian's father had never been meant to inherit the throne. He only became king after his brother's death, having lived first as a grand prince. Because of that, he had not married into the Yoon family. This created a significant imbalance, as the Yoon clan, long known for placing queens on the throne, suddenly had no direct tie to royal authority during his reign. That absence likely brought constant political pressure. As Jung-woo observed, the crown and the cabinet needed to remain aligned, and the Yoon family's influence stretched across both. Without a queen from their line, Ian's father would have faced ongoing tension. In that context, his strictness toward Ian was more than discipline. It was a way to safeguard the fragile balance of power. It also explains why the Queen Mother and Lord Sungwon are so intent on controlling Ian. If he were to take the throne, he would disrupt not only their position, but also the Yoon family's long-standing hold over the court, breaking the marriage-based alliance that sustains their authority. By choosing Haeju, Ian disrupts the foundation of power itself, not just tradition. He crosses a boundary that families like the Yoon clan depend on to maintain their influence. For Lord Sungwon, keeping nobles and commoners separate isn't just custom, it's necessary for preserving authority. After the kiss, things between them grow tense and uncertain. Haeju can't stop thinking about what happened, but she tries to dismiss it as a moment of weakness. Ian, however, understands it differently. To him, it carries a significance she hasn't allowed herself to acknowledge. When Haeju tries to dismiss the kiss, Ian doesn't let her. He tells her plainly that he kissed her because it was her, nothing more and nothing less. His honesty catches her off guard, leaving her unsettled in a way she can't ignore. Even Hae-jung begins to notice the change, teasing that they look like a couple who just started dating. The comment lingers longer than Haeju expects, quietly pushing her to confront something she keeps avoiding. That what lies between them may be turning into something deeper. Still, she resists it. She convinces herself that her growing interest in Ian is only a response to his kindness, something simple and explainable, rather than something she isn't ready to name. Without their knowledge, the Queen Mother keeps moving behind the scenes, subtly guiding Jung-woo and widening the distance between him and the others. In contrast, Ian chooses honesty in action. He continues pursuing Haeju with calm persistence, showing her his sincerity through everything he does. Over time, that consistency forces Haeju to confront what she's been avoiding. Unable to hold back any longer, she asks him if he has feelings for her. This time, Ian doesn't hesitate or change the subject. He answers directly, possibly confessing and shifting their relationship into something genuine and impossible to ignore. What was meant to be fleeting becomes the spark that forces them to confront a truth neither can deny.